Good morning, children. So today we are starting the next portion of our chapter, that is the chapter 9, in which the first part was heredity and the second one is evolution. So in this segment we are going to start about evolution. Now the word evolution is obtained from a word to evolve. To evolve. Evolve means to appear. Appear means it was not there and so it appeared. So the word evolution is, in simple word we can say, the change. And there is only one thing which never changes, that is change. Change is the only thing which is never changed. That is, the change is always occurring, whether you can notice or you cannot notice. Whether it is a temporary change or whether it is a permanent change. Whether it is the seasonal change, whether it is the physical change. Or the change is even there in the living beings. Consider a fact, that is all those organisms which we see around us. There are around 15 to 20 lakh species we have already studied, and of these 20 lakh species, are all the species appeared same time, or they were there in the same way from the very beginning, or the changes had taken place in due course of time. I'll give you a simple example. We are seeing, or we are heard people saying that there are so many strains of any of the disease you say. Say for example, if we talk about hepatitis, so we got hepatitis A, we got hepatitis B, we got hepatitis C, we got hepatitis D and all. Now what are these means? If it is hepatitis, it is hepatitis. If it is caused by a virus, it is caused by a virus. Then why there are so many varieties? That is because these viruses have been evolved, they have been modified, they have been mutated. Okay, the same thing we are hearing about the present coronavirus. We are saying that there are so many strains. The strains of the coronavirus which is there in the Europe is different, and the strain of coronavirus which we got in our country, that is India, that is different, and that is why in India it is not so fatal as in compared to the Europe. You might have heard people say. Now how far it is true, I don't know. Okay, now the thing, if it all it is correct, that means the strains have been developed, that means the modification have been taken place. Consider another example. Whenever we develop an antibiotic, the first antibiotic which we developed was penicillin, and at that time any and all diseases, whenever there is any sort of infection, any disease used to be there was only one antibiotic, that is penicillin, which they used to give, and most of the diseases used to get cured. But over a period of time they noticed that even penicillin is given, no problem, the disease is not getting cured. Why? Because the disease causing pathogen have been modified, or they have changed, or in other words we can say they have evolved. Okay? So evolution is the slow and gradual changes. Consider another fact. The very first couple, now whichever religion we believe, every religion has the first couple from where the life is started. The most people who are believing, that is the Adam and Eve were the two people. Now you can have any this thing or faith. No, I'm not talking about that. Whatever, the first couple who were there, they were probably of same time. It is not that the Adam had straight hair and the Eve had curly hair, and the Adam had blood group A and the Eve had blood group B, or it is not that the Adam was black and the Eve was fair, or it is not that the Adam had a pointed nose and the Eve had blunt nose. It was not that the Adam had the free lobes of the ear and the Eve had attached lobe. Then how these changes are come? How these changes are come? The changes have been developed over a period of time, and when the changes become so different that they fail to breed with one another, then we say that the new species is evolved. So say for example, the parental species was dogs. So when the dogs have evolved, fox had developed, the wolf had developed, then hyena is developed, and many other forms. So these fox and wolves and hyenas and dogs, they all evolved from one another, and they become so different from each other now that they fail to breed with one another. Whereas if you see, sometimes it is very difficult to differentiate between a wolf and a dog. Okay, itself in the dog we see so many varieties of the dogs are there. They may be in a course of forming of new species. Over a period of time, the changes will become so much, so evident, so much clear that they may fail to breed with one another, and once they fail to breed with one another, morphologically, anatomically, with the number of chromosomes and behavior-wise, the differences will be so much that they will fail to breed with one another, and then we will define them as a different species. So the species have evolved over a period of time. If you consider, there are around 20,000 species of ants. Now the question is that when one type of ant was there, then what is the need of second one and the third one or fourth one and fifth one and 10th and 100th one and 200 and 1000th and 2000th and 8000 and 10,000 and 20,000 species of ants. Ants are ants. They are more or less performing similar kind of function. Then why these many varieties of ants were formed? So these are not formed or they are not made, but they have evolved. That is what we are believing in science. Okay. Now, whenever we talk about evolution, the very first question coming in our mind is the origin of life. How has life originated? So let us discuss on this topic. That is the origin of life. Living beings, what we are seeing around us, or whether we see ourselves in mirror, or as I am seeing myself in the mobile, in my camera, when I am recording. So when we see, sometimes we are amazed, sometimes we ask question, is there really something like me, or this my pet dog animal, or pet bird? Are they really something, or it is just my imagination, or am I really something? Who can imagine? So when we come to know that the living beings are there, the next question is that where have they come from? We also might have asked this question to our elders, our brothers, our sisters, our teachers, and very often if we must have asked this question from our parents. They must have asked, or they must have told us that तुझे तो hospital से लाए हैं, or you were found crying there and we brought you. But that's not the answer of the question of origin of life. Where has the first human being come from? Then ultimately we say that God has created. Now the next question is, who created God? And there is no answer. If you ask this question that who created God, probably you may get a slap, because we may not have any answer for that. So the question is, where the life has come from, it is still unanswered. We may have some hypotheses, we may have some myths, we may have some theories, but we don't know whether those theories are really correct. What we can do is, what we can believe is that those theories which are very much close to the experimental truth. So on the basis of that, we will give our ideas. Anyway, let us consider that what was the earliest idea of origin of life. Origin of life theories. Theories of origin of life. The very first theory, that is the theory of autogenesis. Theory of autogenesis. people in Greek people, they used to believe that the life has originated its own. How? That is, whenever animals used to go to drink water near the muddy banks of the pools or ponds, by their feet they used to make some special shapes of the, like unknownly, when they used to step onto the slush, they used to form some shape, and these shapes used to develop into life. Some said when the leaves of the trees, plants which are growing near the bank of the ponds and pools, when they used to fall into the water, they have modified into fish. Some said that some of the fruits which have fallen into the water pond, they are modified into frog or such type of structure. Again the question is unanswered. Where the first organism come from which will walk onto this mud and give the other appearances? So there are a number of questions which were unanswered. Many people, even in India, even in our home, our elders or even we believe that the life has originated its own. We might have heard in our home elders saying that the lice are evolved their own in the hair if you keep the wet hair, or the worms, the beetle, grain beetles, wheat beetles, they have developed their own in the wheat. Or you might have seen some fungi develop their own on the bread. Is there any truth in this? Auto means self, Genesis means to generate or evolve. That is, the life has evolved its own. Many people used to believe, and this is the easiest way to say anything. Now to janta, okay? So there was a scientist named as Louis Pasteur. What Louis Pasteur did, he took two flasks, maybe flat bottom or round bottom. We will take the flat bottom. And he labeled these flasks as the flask A and flask B. And then he put one piece of meat in both of them, that is one piece in this and one piece in this, from the same lamb's meat or any other meat, okay? And same animal's meat was taken. Suppose this is here and this is here. And the flask A he left untouched, whereas the flask B he heated for some time, and at the same time when this heating was going on, he heated its neck and pulled it in the S shape, sigmoid shape. And he was continuously heating this. So on heating, what happens, that some of the steam vapor will form, the vapor will condense, and they will condense here coming in the lower region and whatever it is. Now he left both the flasks on a table. He removed the burner and all, and he kept them on a table. And he used to observe them every day. Day 1's observation, day 2's observation, day 3's observation, day 4's observation he was having. So what he found that check up anyway, this is not 1 plus, so we may not be bothered about that. So now he used to observe them every day. Day 1, nothing happened. Day 2, some sort of smell started appearing in the flask 1. No smell in flask 2. Day 3, vigorous smell, foul smell in flask A, and no such smell in flask B. For the next day, the smell was all the more foul smell, and there was some white powdery substance started appearing in the flask A. No such thing is noticed on flask B. For the next day, some small worm-like structures were seen in the flask A. No such thing here. After 6 or 7 days, you could see the maggots, the worms, white color. They were prominently seen on the class A piece of meat, and in the class B, the meat piece is not having any such type of growth. Now the question is, if the flesh was from the same animal and kept in the same room, in same type of condition, same temperature, same moisture, same humidity, same type of, all the conditions are there, whether sunlight is there, so it will be same, if it is not there, then it is same, then why that the maggots are seen only in the class A, not in the B? If life originated so, then why it is originated in class A only, not in class B? The question is quite evident. If life originates its own, if the maggots are formed its own on the dead bodies or dead animals, then why is not that the class B has got any maggot seen? The answer he himself gave, he said that when we boil, all the germs which are already present in that will die. Whereas in this, since the boiling is not there, even if some germs were already there, they will continue to grow. And then when he bended its neck like this sigmoid shape or S shape, then he says that it is difficult for the germs to enter, whereas here it was open, so the germs were free to come in and go out. So it is not that the life is originated on its own, but the life, that is the germs were present in air, and from the air they are entered in the class A, but now failed to do in class B. So this is how he discarded the theory of autogenesis. He said, no, there is no such theory. This is wrong. This is wrong interpretation. It cannot be that the life can origin its own. The second theory, we all are religious people, at least in India. India is a country of all different religion, and we are strong belief on our religion. Unlike many of the European countries where people are not believing in any religion or all, they may be or may not be, but what we commonly hear, it is like that, our interpretations. So every religion has its own theory, that is called mythological theory. Mythological, we believe it is a myth. What every religion says, that the life is created by their God. The Hinduism will say that life is created by Brahma. The Christians and Muslims and Jews will say that the life is created by Lord. And some other religions are got that they have got their own belief. And every religion says that life is created by the God, and there is no question, no one can question that where God has come from, who created God and all, there is out of question. Okay, so this is one of the beliefs. Now, should we believe in this? If we are in having faith in religion, we should, of course, and we should always have faith in some religion, because it is giving us some of the rules and regulations to live our life in a better way. So let us see what are correct things, what are observed, that is right thing. What are the pathological theories say that the God has created. Then at same time, when we talk about the Christianity, Muslims and Jews, they believe that the God has created life in 6 days time. The earth was formed, seas were separated, land was separated from the sea, sun was set and star and the moon was set and all, and then everything is done, and then he started making the life. First day he must have made plants, and second day he started making all the insects and the worms, and sixth day he made human beings. This is what the belief is. But if we study fossils, we don't find that all the living forms have come at the same time. The human beings has entry just now, we can say, like, if the period from the formation of earth till today's time is divided into 24 hours. The formation of earth, that is whatever, it is around some billions years ago. 3.5 or 5 or 4 billion years ago, that entire period is, if converted to 24 hours, then human's entry is at this place. 23 hours, 59 minutes and 59 seconds. Means our entry is not even more than 1 second. Okay, that means the all other forms, पहले तो काफी टाइम तक there was no life, and when the bacteria came and the other organism came and the other organism, and then lot of mammals, and the human entry is not more than 1 lakh year old. So you can compare that 4 billion years and 1 lakh years. Okay, so but the mythological theory says that all the living beings are made in the same time. Mythological theory says no evolution, no change, no evolution and no elimination or extinction. Whereas we find that there is so many new species have been evolved and so many species have been extinct. There are a number of species got extinct. All the dinosaurs, very commonly, if someone asks which animals have got extinct, the very first thing coming up, the picture coming in our mind is the dinosaurs. There were huge dinosaurs. We have seen that movie, what, Jurassic Park, Half Truth, but whatever it is. But it is explained that there are so many different types of dinosaurs are existing because their fossils are there. Their fossils are there. So we say that those dinosaurs were there, they were existing, but none of the mythological books tells about them. Have you ever read in any of these books, whatever religion you are following, have you seen anything written about the dinosaurs there? Or there are so many different types of birds and animals and so many sea animals and all, they got extinct. Have you heard about them in the religious book? No. Third thing, all the religious books, they talk about around last 4,000 years story only. Whereas like 4 billion years, where 4 billion years and where 4,000 years? So it is hard to believe on these theories if you are studying science. If you are believing in science, then it is difficult to believe on these ideas. So mythological theory is just for the sake of religion, it is good, just for the sake of the way of life it is good, just for the sake of keeping ourselves away from the sin it is good, to prevent harming someone, that is it is good. But origin of life is now you will read in these books that for God 1000 years is equal to 1 second and 1 second is equal to thousands of years. So if we convert it in that way, then it may be possible that the period of 1 day what he is talking or what is written in the religious books, they may be of 1 era. Okay? And if we consider in that way, the picture may be something different. First the sun was there and then the earth was formed and then the sea was formed and all. Of course the sea must have formed first. नहीं सी बाद में आया ऑफ कोर्स पहले तो अर्थ गर्म थी, फिर सी बाद में आया, फिर उसके बाद लाइफ फॉर्म्स हैव कम आफ्टर सेवरल thousands and thousands of years or millions of years. And then so if we consider the 1 day is equal to 1 era or 1 several millions of years, then those theories can be true. Okay, so mythological. The third theory is called exogenous. The theory of exogenous origin, that the life must have come from somewhere else. This is the easiest way to blame. When we don't find any answer for our questions, we simply blame Pakistan, China. So far only Pakistan was there, now China is also there. After some time Nepal will also be there. So whenever there is anything wrong taking place in the country, what we say is Pakistan. पाकिस्तान का हाथ है, चाइना का हाथ है, नेपाल का, श्रीलंका, मालदीव का, इसका, इंडोनेशिया का, सबका हाथ है, हम लोग तो अच्छे हैं. Similarly, there was no life on the earth. It has come from some other planet. The people in the other planet must have been so advanced that they have left some of the most nostalgic, notorious animals over here or plants over here. Or some say that it was that the life was existing in some other planet, and when there was some meteorites are broken from there and fell into or came on the earth, the life has come on that. Some people questions also, how can life exist in the space where it is so cold and there is no oxygen? Then the people justify their ideas. They say they must have come in the form of spores. The spores are having suspended metabolic activities and they don't require oxygen, and they can survive even in the low temperature or extremities of the conditions and all. So there may be some truth in this until and unless we have some reason to cancel this idea or not accept this idea. Till then we are in a dilemma whether to accept or not to accept on this theory. Okay, so there are several laboratories which are there in the space and they are working on this. There are so many organizations which are working on this. Okay, we have created the space laboratories and we are sending our satellite to the other planets and all, and wanted to know whether the life existed sometime in the past there. Why we have to send our spacecrafts and all to moon and then to Mars and all. Now to reach up to Mars, a spacecraft takes so many months, okay, and how expensive they are. Yet we are doing. Why? We just want to know whether the conditions were favorable or conditions are favorable, whether life was existing in the past or whether life can exist in the future. Is there any possibility that we can go and settle down there, at least some of the riches? तो ये सारे निकल जाएंगे रिच लोग, फिर हम यहाँ पर आराम से रहेंगे. थैंक यू चिल्ड्रन, एंड विल कंटिन्यू विथ द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इन द नेक्स्ट पीरियड. गुड डे.